Hi everyone, we're going to talk about I can combine like terms. So we're going to simplify expressions by combining like terms. Let's go ahead and get started. If we look at the expression 4x plus 3y plus 10x minus 5x squared plus y. That is a very long expression, and so we are going to combine what we can and see if we can make it a little shorter. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this expression from left to right, and I'm just going to sort out the terms and see if we can line up the ones that are like. So I'm going to start with 4x and just start a little category of all the terms that have just a straight up x in it, but then I want to scribble that one out. So I know that that one's taken care of. Now I have a plus 3y. That's not going to go in the same category with my x, so I'm going to start 3y. And you could even put a plus 3y if you wanted. It's not necessary since we know it's positive anyways. But then I'm going to scribble that one out. Now I have a positive 10x. That one does have one that's already started, so I'm going to put it down below the 4x. And again, if you want to put the plus sign, you can. You don't have to. Okay, scribble that out. Now I have a minus 5x squared. That is different than the x category I have started. So I'm going to start my own category of x squareds, but I cannot forget that negative sign. That's very important because even though it looks like it's subtracting 5x squared in the problem, it's representing a negative 5x squared. All right, now I have a plus y, and so I do have a category started already. So I'm going to scribble that out and put it together. Now these are the three like term groups that I need to combine. And so I have 4x and 10x. Those are both positive, so that's a party. I'm going to add them together, and I have 14x. Now over here, I have a positive 3y and a positive 1y. Do you see why I can put that 1 in there? Because it represents that there's just one. And that happens a lot, but we know that that is a positive 1y. 3y and a 1y, that's a party, so I add. So I have 4y. Now, what I'm doing though is I'm adding this term to the 14x. So I need to make sure that is a positive 4y, so I have a plus 4y holding that within the expression. Now I have a negative 5x squared and nothing to combine that with, so I'm going to write negative 5x squared. All right, there I did it. I just simplified that whole long expression we started with by combining the like terms. All right, let's take a look at another problem here. This time it is negative 12v minus 12v. All right, this one gets a little bit confusing with the minus and the negatives, so we're just going to start from left to right, and we're going to kind of scribble and sort as we go. So negative 12v, I'm going to start my category for v's, scribble that one out. Now I have a minus 12v. It's still in the v category, so it's going to go right down there, and I scribble it out. So I've sorted all of these, but now I need to remember that when I'm combining, I'm adding. So this is really negative 12v plus negative 12v. So even though it looks a little weird with the negatives on top of each other, this is actually a party. I'm going to add the 12s, and my final answer is going to be negative. So 12 and 12 is 24 v's, but it's negative 24v. And that's what I did. I simplified my expression into negative 12v. All right, I have one more problem that I'd like to work through with you. And here it is. 15 minus x minus 7x plus 2. Now, some people go through this problem. I didn't do this on the first one, and they go ahead and write a 1 in front of that variable, and some people do it as they're sorting. Either way is fine. This way I did it differently than the first one, so you could see how it's done both times. All right, so I'm going to start with this 15. It does not have a variable, so I'm going to start a category that has no variables, minus 1x is going to have to start a new category, minus 1x. Minus 7x is going to go in that same category. And then a positive 2 is going to go over there with the 15. So remember, when you're combining, that's adding. So I have a negative 1x and a negative 7x. That's a party. I'm going to add those two numbers together, and it's negative. So negative 8x is what that would become. And then I have a 15 and a 2, and both of those are positive, so that's going to be 17. And since it's a positive 17, I'm going to put a plus sign holding that to the term previous. There's my expression in simplest form. All right, I hope you guys have a better handle on how to simplify expressions by combining like terms.